So yeah, my name's Devin Balkind. I born and raised in New York. I'm the candidate for 2019 New York City Public Advocate. I was also the candidate for 2017 Public Advocate, where we got 0.7%, which was okay. Which was not so bad. I am running a campaign based on 5 solutions that are practical for how we could actually improve New York City in a way that's not controversial, not necessarily libertarian, unless you believe that libertarianism is about effective government, transparently operated in the public interest actually, and not doing things it shouldn't be doing. So I will give you, because I have some new people here, the old folks are like tired of my 5 solutions, but each one of these solutions embedded within them, I think, is our narratives and ideas that you're gonna see play out in New York City over the next few years. And so, just going down the line, first of all, if you all aren't from New York and you're involved somehow in nonprofit social services, you will discover that in counties all across America, over 90%, they have what are called 2-on-1 systems. These 2-on-1 systems allow, anyone can call them, and the 2-on-1 system is a directory of all nonprofit and social services that exist in that county. And so, New York City, you get a lot of politicians are talking about the social safety net. They want to do this, they want to add this program, they want to add that program. We are one of the only cities in the country where you actually cannot find a list of all of the nonprofit, government, and social services that people are actually eligible for, much less use any type of computer to figure out who's eligible for what. So it's actually a disgrace. All these politicians who pretend to care about all these people can't spend the time and mental effort to think about, do we even have a list of these services that we're spending huge amounts of money on? Like, what are they doing? Number 2 is a digital transformation service. So it's rare, but if you have strong political leadership that wants to see it, you can absolutely transform government into something that serves users and customers instead of the bureaucracies. Right now, government is organized very effectively, and they're extremely good at maintaining stable workforces that then go and vote for them at the polls. The way to disrupt that is to leverage technology so that we actually manage information in a way that improves users' lives, customers' lives, residents' lives, instead of the lives of the government workers who get to keep going to their jobs, doing the same thing over and over again. The most passionate government reformers I know, people who really believe that government can be effective, generally have become within very quickly of arriving in government, become libertarian-minded because they realize that the bureaucracy doesn't work without these incentives, and that they're getting stopped from doing digital transformation that could save, in the UK, it saves them billions of dollars a year. They did it for 4 years. It's a longer story, but digital transformation is a real thing. Number 3, regional coordinator. I propose that in the next 10 to 20 years that we have a 10 to 20 year project to create a metro regional government in New York City. New York City is, as a metro region, 23 million people. As a city, we're 8 million people. As a metro region, we're spread over 4 states, 31 different counties. We have no democratic governance for this metro region, and that's why the MTA sucks, because the MTA is run out of Albany. It serves it serves the infrastructure for a metro region that is an economic engine, a jobs engine for the entire area. We've been divided and conquered basically by state borders, by county borders, by the way our governments are operating. The public advocate's actually a really good position to be the diplomat of the city within the metro region to actually bring coordination to this. If you go and try to find a list of who are making these big planning decisions that affect the metro region in general, that's Connecticut, Jersey, North Jersey, Long Island, you're not going to find that list. This information isn't organized. What we need to do, and what the public advocate's charter mandated mission actually is, which none of these public advocate candidates are going to do, is organize the information so New Yorkers understand what decisions are being made, who's making them, and these are the most important decisions. This is about rail, this is about healthcare, this is about infrastructure. Number 4, civic engagement report card. As you may or may not be aware, that New York City last year, or in 2017, voted to have a civic engagement commission, which is going to be working on civic engagement, quote unquote. But the politicians have organized this so that civic engagement is going to serve their interests and not the public's interests. They sell it as if this is some type of direct democracy innovation. What it is just an easier way, a more streamlined way for them to basically placate their main constituencies and whitewash their responsibility over things that aren't popular, and just not do civic engagement real. Anyone who goes to city planning meetings and stuff, they know the feeling of the Post-its come out, they do some type of collaborative planning thing, and then none of it gets listened to. It's just a charade. We can actually have proper civic engagement in the city, following actually digital transformation style principles. It's not happening. We can make it happen, but we have to hold the politicians accountable for what they're going to be dressing up as civic engagement. And finally, last but not least, my favorite of them all, that's not true, they're all my children, although I didn't come up with a lot of them. They're all just open source communities ideas, mostly. But number 5, the city has the city spends about $100 billion, $92 billion a year operations budget, and about $100 billion 10-year capital budget. If you go and try to find those budgets, or if you go to try to find the roster of who gets paid how much in the city, you're going to find a 2,000-page PDF output by a computer system from the 1980s. So you could have a ledger that shows you all of the capital projects on a map that people can say, hey, how much does this bridge cost? Like, honestly, how much is this overpass costing? Why is it taking 10 years to do? All this information can be organized and made available to the public. They don't want to do it. They're releasing these giant PDFs. Myself, and some of my team, we've scraped them. We can use computer programs to scrape these PDFs. Right now, if you go to wegov.nyc, which is a project that I've worked on, you will find the capital budget in line by line, every item in there, because we scrape that shit. And we're scraping the personnel reports, and we can scrape all of this data, we can connect it all together and actually do best practice open government software by the city, for the city, by the city, so people can actually see where their money's going, who are all these people receiving all of this money in the workforce. We can actually analyze that, we can actually deliver that to journalists. The problem is people have extremely low expectations. They have low expectations because if you deal with government, you're dealing with government on its terms. You're not dealing with it as basically a user that you're being catered to. You're dealing with a system that just wants to maintain that stable workforce. The only way we're going to overcome this behemoth, basically, delivering poor services at high cost, is if we show that it's possible to deliver quality services at low cost. That's through campaigns, absolutely, but that's also through kind of non-profit-y activities, through activism, and saying we can demonstrably show that we can do this faster, better, and cheaper. The government needs to absolutely be reorganized if we want to get just basic, competently delivered services. So that's basically my pitch. I want to do more events. I'm going to be doing more events. We're going to do an event in about 2 weeks in Lower Manhattan. If you want to be involved in anything that I do or want to encourage things or self-organize things, I come from the open source movement where people self-organize stuff and then say, sorry if you didn't like it. But if you go to devinbalkind.com, you will see a variety of ways to engage with the campaign, including the little chat thing. You can chat with me there. There's also social media and stuff. I really am recruiting a solution-oriented social media person to do the Facebook stuff. I'm on Twitter natively. Facebook's a little difficult for me in terms of campaign-y stuff. So if folks want to help me with the Facebook, that would be really cool. I don't Instagram. I don't know about the Instagram. But anyway, I need a lot of help. I want a lot of help. I'll show up if people are if people can help motivate me to show up even more.
We have a flyer for the event.
We've got lots of these. I got a lot of palm cards now. Got thousands of palm cards, which apparently are a big deal in political world. Actually, they do make me feel official. And we're also going to do Facebook ads. There's going to be, through all of the integrated NYC Libertarian, etc. channels, we're going to promote the event that's going to be happening. But I don't have a date for it right now, which is a shame. But if I had to guess, I'd say it's 2 weeks from Thursday. And